welcome to our segment. This is our Why, Journey to Third VP. Today, I am excited to have this conversation with my good dear friend, Dr. Dudley-Govan, our candidate for third vice president, on why he's passionate about our alumni, its community, and what his vision is for the future. Okay, friend. So before we get started, I think the people need to know a little bit more about you. We go way back.
We do.
Class of 05, we survived.
Freshman class 05.
Yes. So, but the people don't know you. So they got to know you, what you've been doing. I was first VP when you were right there with us as our third VP.
Yes.
So you've been doing a lot. So just give us a little bit of your journey.
So 2005, freshman year, that was a whirlwind experience because it was a couple of days before Katrina hit. So we will always be known as the Katrina class. But I consider myself the non-traditional student, given the fact that I signed my first military contract in 1997. Right. I was still a junior in high school, had just turned 17, and at that time, apparently, numbers were down coming off of the war in the early 90s. Recruiting numbers was down, and they were looking for any and everything to kind of boost numbers up. That's when recruiters were allowed to walk through the cafeterias of your local high school. So I never had any intentions of joining the military, did not want to join the military. I wanted to go to college to be a teacher. That's what I really wanted to do. I was in the Future Teachers of America club in school, along with being in the band. I was like, I'm never going into the military. And my mom would always tell me, be careful what you say, because the very thing that you say you won't do, you will end up doing. So I signed my first contract in 1997, December 97. January 98, the next month, I found myself at Fort Bragg doing weekend drills. So I was literally in the United States Army Reserves at the age of 17. Later that summer, June of 98, after finishing my junior year of high school, I was sent to basic training for Jackson, South Carolina. Came back to finish my senior year of high school in May of 1999. I had a decision to make. It was either stay in the reserves or go active duty. My family just didn't know how to get a person into college, get them through college. Only thing we saw was failed attempts. So I felt like the best thing for me to do was go active duty in some way, somehow I will get my degree. Then I was assigned to LSU for the ROTC assignment. That was a reenlistment assignment. Got there, and after a year, I decided that I really wanted to pursue a degree, and that's how I ended up at Southern. I applied for the ROTC Green and Gold Scholarship, and I walked on Southern's campus, interviewed, went to admissions, got accepted, and August 2005, I was a 24-year-old freshman walking on Southern University's campus.
Remember?
Yes, that's how we met. SGA, the Jaguar preview that they had for the freshmen, which is to meet individuals, especially us that was from out of state. Although I had lived in Baton Rouge for a year prior working at LSU, I still consider myself a out-of-state student. So that was Southern, and then graduating in 2010. But while I was at Southern, I was heavily involved in SGA. I was the Men's Fed Vice President, the Southern University Student Alumni Association President for 3 years. The Rehabilitation Department had a student organization, and later becoming the Senior Class President. So eventually it was time for me to leave Southern. So left Southern 2010. Graduated, became a commissioned officer, and I started my second part of my military journey. Went to Fort Lee, Fort Knox, deployed to Afghanistan in 2011, came back, relocated to Fort Hood, went to Fort Lee again, went to Fort Belvoir, and ended up at the Pentagon, where I retired in 2024. So after 24 plus years of military service, it was time to wrap it up. So that has been my journey before, during, after, and beyond Southern. So yes,
Awesome. We thank you for your service
thank you.
and those good benefits. Okay, so came to DC, reconnected with the Washington, D.C. chapter,
Yes.
and then you got involved there. So let's talk that.
Yeah, so 2017, I was reassigned to Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and that's when I found out that the DC had a alumni chapter. I was like, it's time. So, randomly ran into our current president, Dr. Ivory Berry, and was like, you live here? Yeah. You live here? Like, yeah. So exchanged numbers, and just picked up like, nothing ever happened. Like we was just, we were friends on the yard, and just knowing that I had somebody here that I knew from the yard, then coming to an event and seeing you, seeing Tori, seeing everybody there. So it was like a DC homecoming. So been a part of the chapter since 2017. Quickly got involved with the student relations. That has always been my passion. 2018, 2019 served on the student relations committee, with scholarships, did a lot of recruitment fairs. In 2023, I became the third vice president, which I currently hold that title. So yes.
Your second and last term. Very upset.
Second and last term.
You've been giving out a lot of scholarships.
A lot of scholarships, since 2019. Since I really, really became a part of the scholarship side of the student relations, I can definitely say from that time to now, our scholarships have doubled each year. When it was three or four back in 2019.
It was a struggle to get three.
It was a struggle to get three. That was 2019. And now in fall of 2025, we issued out 18 scholarship recipients from the DMV area. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do, is to make sure that every person, every student that qualified at least had a chance to receive some type of scholarship from us, from the DMV chapter.
And we thank you for that.
Thank you.
You know the numbers? We talk numbers here.
Money.
How much are we giving out?
So the highest this past fall, I think the highest one was 1250. No, it was 1500.
And don't forget, you are a 2-time Mardi Gras king.
Right. So
coins.
Right. So, our chapter, the third VP, is over scholarship.
Yes.
As I've stated so many times, that on the federation level, the third VP is not over scholarship. But what's wrong with the third VP assisting and collaborating with the first VP? That's basically what I did here in the DC chapter. The Captain Initiative was a brainchild of our great president, Dr. Ivory Berry, and he presented it to us, and we all bought into it. And as the third VP, this was an opportunity for us to raise money for our students. And I can't be out here telling people to raise money and I not raise money. So I did not win the Mardi Gras Ball King in 2024 and in 2025 off a popularity contest. It's because I went out and I did the work. I put my money where my mouth was at. So I did it back to back. And like I said, if nobody goes out and raise money again, I'll be the 3-time Mardi Gras Ball King. It's about, like I always said, this is our why. This is our purpose. This is the mission. This is our why. Once again, another example on why I'm the proven candidate. I've shown proven leadership and I have proven outcomes. So if you leave with nothing else today, proven. The results are there.
That they are.